Pip Evolution Chamber is such easy meat. Might be easier than Shovel. Oh man, Dr. Duckling, dude. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't want to judge you for making a Pip Evolution Chamber, but I'm not gonna lie, man. There's a lot of people with the school of thought that you don't kill Pips. You cannot kill Pips, dude. Come on, those guys are friends. Even the that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Pips are friends, man. We can't eat them. Pips are the best boys. This little slickster might be eating my CO2 though, man. You better not do it. Yum. Oh man. Dr. Duckling, what does it taste like, dude? Oh, sad Doge. Oh my god. Gurina Lookbird for the points. Got to Zandroff. Hope everything works out, man, with the 401k, IRA stuff. Hope everything is gonna bounce back and dude. Gotta hope for the good times from back in the days. Hey, appreciate the lurks, man. I'll clean them up when I have 400k K-Cow. Oh man. Fee feels bad. He's going a Pip carnivore. A Pip carnivore run, dude. Ah, that sounds gross. Tastes like barbecue. Oh man. The critter mutating machine is interesting. I have to start testing the actual use of it with hatches in my game here soon. So I have no idea how the dream machine works. Dude, Susumu, check out my video, man, on the Sweet Dreams update. I explain everything in it. And it's more or less pretty straightforward. Now, if you don't want to look at the spoilers, I feel that. So, dude, if you need any tips or anything like that, let me know. Otherwise, dude, have fun with it. If they don't want to get eaten, they better stay out of my storage bins. Yo, man, you can't stop them. They're going to be eating from the storage bins all day, every day. They don't think it be like it is, man, but it do. Alright, so right now we have a little bit of oxygen. A little bit of CO2 still needs to come down. We're going to mine out this area so the CO2 spills in. This needs to be a little bit more pressurized, but I don't want to move CO2 out, so we're going to allow the gases to kind of stabilize. Nice. I'll try to figure out on my own first, but the vids are always a good resource for when my brain's hurt. Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Do you shove your dupes through the rooms like an Atmosuit checkpoint? No. That we all of us in the community really want such a building, but such a building does not exist yet. Because you have to wear something called pajamas, and there's no checkpoint for that. Like, we need something like an Atmosuit checkpoint where we could dock the pajamas and then have them switch into it when they sleep. That's actually something a lot of people want right now. But it's not in the game yet. I don't know if it's the devs wanting us to have a little bit of a harder time. It just feels very inconvenient, though. So for the most part, yeah, we do not have that existing yet. You have to manually equip the pajamas. Lame. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty lame because of that. A lot of people agree. It's not on the cool side. It's on the, man, that kind of sucks side. Pajama docks would be amazing. The minus 10% stamina per day has me worried, though. I mean, it just means that they sleep longer, which shouldn't be that bad. That would be free buff, though. It would be. It would be a free buff if you have enough duplicates. Because you have to sleep for half a cycle, 300 seconds, in order to produce a journal. And then each journal only extends the buff by 60 seconds. So you would have to have a very, very large colony in order to pull that off for the free buff. If you have no one dedicated to sleeping. That's the problem with that. The proportion of that just requires you to have a dedicated crew to just sleep all day. But if you don't have that dedicated crew, you have to scale up pretty large if you did have a checkpoint. So I wouldn't go as far as say that it's the free buff. You do have to do a little bit in order to kind of like MacGyver that to work well. But yeah, it's a weird balancing point. Are we just out of steel here? Alright, so construction, priority 9. Come on, you guys. We need this so I can make my infinite pressure design. I think you need more suits. Maybe. I might need more suits. I should be fine, though, because all the lead's down here. I was thinking that the one guy building the wire would just pick up the lead immediately and just deliver. Do Atlas suits cause them to drop the PJs? I'm actually not sure, but You don't want to stack. If they allow you to wear it, you don't want it to stack. Because the penalty from wearing pajamas is worse than the Atmos suit. You get a move speed penalty, stamina penalty, and then if you tack on an exosuit on top of that, that's even worse. You're basically spawning your duplicates with zombie spores at minus 13, I think. 12 or 13 athletics. I'm not sure though. No, man, they wouldn't freeze. They're negative 120% move speed. They're moonwalking backwards away from their objective. They're basically just like, oh, I gotta go build the wire. They walk backwards then. Start moonwalking, dude. Negative move speed. Negative 120. I'm just saying. That should be how that works. Give it to the cook. He just starts moonwalking while cooking, man. That'd be mad funny. What's he doing? Oh, he's cooking, man. Why is he moonwalking while he's cooking? Oh, he's got style. Oh, we got an achievement? What do we got? Finally tuned machine. Got the tune-ups. Let's go. Not bad, not bad. I still got to build transit tubes. And I need one of each room. That's going to be eventual. I don't have better... Oh, I need a decor building for that. Okay, that's fine. Moving on up. Critter Whisperers. I need 4 nature reserves. That's going to be done. Okay, a lot of the achievements are not too bad. No pajamas check dispensing if located near Synthesizer athletics debuff, not matter much. That's true. That is true. Alright, so let's make the infinite pressure tank. Let's have someone run the wheel. And then once they run the wheel, we need to look at the resources coming out. So we're looking for 2 gas elements. That's oxygen, that's carbon dioxide, and that's carbon dioxide. So after that, we're good. Just cut the power. What? Cut the power. We overpumped, boys. Huge root. I hope that's going to be fine. We have 2 gases, exactly those 2. So let's look at here. Oxygen, oxygen, CO2. Oxygen, CO2. Oxygen. Alright, we're going to cut the last bubble of oxygen. And then it's CO2. Can you please move to the bottom tile? As you should. So that we could replace that with oxygen. There we go. There we go. And then the oxygen spawns right here. Oh, it's overpressure. Alright, that's fine. So we'll just deconstruct that. Deconstruct the rest of this. And then the power here is gone. Wheel and pump. Now this is infinite pressure. We're good. All I gotta do is mine out the tile now. Nice. It should work anyway. It's weird that it was bobbing the CO2 bubble, but it is what it is. Let's wait for them to deconstruct this first before we actually crack it open. 2 legit. What's up, Rambo? You need airflows back. Oh, you're right. Thank you for that. I completely forgot. We're gonna build the bottom ones first before we build out the ones on the right. Thank you, thank you. I totally forgot about the airflows, man. Alright, so good stuff, good stuff. We'll wait for that. Okay. Anytime he saved us, boys. We would have had live stream fails, a clip onto there. Failure. Alright, so this is good. Mine that out. Mine this out. The pipelines are fine. We'll just remove all the pipelines here. Same thing with the power. No longer needed. Move these. Move the pump. Dude, look at the army, dude. The army of duplicates taking care of business right now. Not even mad. Got the army to just build, mine, deconstruct. Here it's actually starting to be a little bit better. I feel like I should have a CO2 crusher at the bottom right here or something. Because there's a little bit too much gas. I will make a crusher design. Might as well. So 2 tiles. Build it by the ladder, I guess. We'll go like this. And then we'll build the double mechanized airlock. This is going to be a simple one. No sensor. We'll just crush everything. So we'll have a trigger with that. And then we'll have our buffer at the bottom. And then we're going to need a timer sensor here. We're going to be using the AND gate as always. And then we're going to be using the automation cables like that, like that, like that. And then we'll wait for the other things to be built first before we do the last connection right there. And we're going to be crushing CO2 from the bottom that's below the rust. Hopefully that should help us out. So this is going to be how we take care of the gases. Crushing CO2 a little bit at a time. Filling out the space with oxygen. And then we'll crush the CO2 from this side so that this falls down. We need the gas flow, basically. We also need to continue to mine out the rust right here. Ideally, that's what I need to do. This needs to change to 7.7. Buffer at 3 seconds. And then all we need to do is that. Not bad. Not bad. Cool, cool. How's the airflows? Did we get a glitch? No salt water in the airflow towels? Good to see. Good to see. We'll go with the airflows on the right, and then we're going to be done. Nice, nice. So after that, kcals are going up slightly. We're at 894 instead of 880. So it is slightly up right now. So I'm hoping this is an upward trend. We fixed the Paku tank. Fungal spores are going to be planted soon. I would kind of want to get fungal spores from the printing pod if they would be that nice and hook us up. So we're going to leave this here for the cold energy. And I need to start pumping out the salt water, right? From here into there. Let's actually start dumping water from the side as well. So we have 2 saltwater dumpers. And then there's water here. I need to start mining out the rest of the biomes, though. I guess that means we could mine this first. That's a little bit warm. And we get to kill the morb. So I would want that. But we can't reach. Okay. We'll have to build tiles out to there then. Alright, let's mine out this chunk. Oh, that fall. Survived it, though. Don't forget them ladders, mate. Don't forget the ladder. Did I mess up with the ladders? Something wrong with the ladders? Wait, something happened with the ladders? Nothing happened with the ladders, right? Nothing wrong with the ladders? What's going on, Ultima Guti? How did I mess up with the ladders? We good, right? Nothing wrong with the ladder. I'm confused. Something ladders. Hey, Legitimate Chat. What's going on, Slider Boss? How are you today? Oh, that guy fell down. Huge rip. Autosave lag. Nice, nice. Gotta mine everything. Good, thanks, and yourself? Doing alright. It's feeling a little bit warmer today. I thought that winter was right around the corner, but you know, the weather's getting a little bit warmer right now, so I don't know what to expect. I'm kind of waiting for winter to start, man. Winter is the best season. So I can't wait, to be honest. Oh, what? There we go. No, the other day you killed your dupe had to look. Oh, yeah. The ladder for that dupe. Yeah. No, he's cool, man. He's cool. Everything's gonna be fine. So we will ladder up this way. I live in America. I'm on the West Coast. I hate the heat as well, man. It's when I'm sleeping. You look at Mamba right now. He's on all the fluffy blankets. He loves it because of the blanket, but I love it because of the fact that it's you know, I get to have the heavy blanket feeling on top of me when I'm sleeping, and that's honestly a great feeling when you got the heavy blankets, you know, and it's very easy to sleep in the cold weather as well. Not a lot of tossing and turning, warmth everywhere, and I get to wear layers, which I like. Because it's like, not that I don't like wearing a shorts and t-shirt, but it's like at a certain point, once it's too hot, it's tough. So instead of like having the cold and just wearing more sweaters and things like that, that's a lot better in my opinion. You got a gravity blanket, 20 kilograms. Oh, I've never weighted out my blankets. That's probably something to check out. But yeah, weighted blankets, man. That's probably the way to go. It's probably very nice to have. I'd imagine that it is. Let's actually sweep up some of the water from right there. Might as well, right? Dump that back into the storage. Eltar, what's good? I see you over there. Did you get the Saturn critter traps working? Did you get that working, man? Or are you still experimenting with that? And there is no liquids in the tiles. Oxygen, that's normal. And we're good. Kick this on. Infinite gas pressure is made. Or liquid storage is made. Good stuff, good stuff. We trimmed everything else out. So, the next thing we're going to do now is... Well, we're going to mine through the jungle biome right here. I need to redo my kitchen. So let's actually try to do a little bit of measurements. We have 20 tiles of space, but we'll try to contain it within 16 tiles if possible. So let's see. We have to do a little bit of experimentation with the builds. So 16 tiles is like that. Okay, we'll use that as a reference. So we'll do it like this. It wasn't you asking about the critter trap? Was it not you? I thought it was Eltar. Was it someone else? Oh, I'm very sorry, man. I thought it was you for some reason. The Saturn critter trap and the if it's worth building or not. Alright, so we're going to have a wall here, right? So this is going to be insulated tiles. And then I want to make a 5 kitchen storage setup. So the storage doesn't matter because it just goes into loaders. Hey, Spillable Hero, what's good? I see you over there. Hope you're doing well. Ideally, I think it's like this, what I want. Gas range, grill, 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 gas range. That's ideal. We know that we have a 4 tile gap in between. And we know that the storage is going to look like this. Oh, no, it can't. It actually can't. So it's going to look a little bit off. So 9 tiles is like that. So this has to be where the storage is. I guess we could have it on a vacuum tile instead of a cooled down metal tile. That actually does work well. But if we did, could I have this offset? So if I had to pull it down, it'd be like this. And then I would have to use the micro musher. So I don't have water to use this. That's the downside. And then I can't go underneath. That's another problem. So I do have to do it a little bit different. So the grill is here. I guess we have it perfectly underneath in a 1 space gap. And then I guess we have loaders here. So I would have this... Oh, but I wouldn't be able to sweep to the middle. What a meme. I actually can't sweep to the middle. So I think what makes more sense is... Yeah, we're going to have the egg cracker in a separate room. This egg cracker setup, we're going to have to put into a separate room, maybe. I don't think we're going to be able to do that in the same space if I want to actually fill this up with more grills so we cook more food. How are you? We're trying to feed the dupes. We are at 78 right now, and the K counts are going down. Although it looks like we have a lot of this is uncooked. We have a lot of lettuce, and we have a lot of omnivores in the colony, and they actually prefer to have barbecue. So we're trying to ramp up the shovel meat a little bit. At the same time, I need to redo my kitchen so that we could cook more food. And just trying to make sure we have Pakus right now. They're both at 3 cycle count. That's pretty good. How do you store food nowadays in Oni? I run it through an ice box like this, so that we have ethanol running in at 42 degrees, so that we have water becoming ice. And that's because when you have ice, you're entombing the rails. So when you're entombing the rail, you have good heat transfer. So by doing this, I'm cooling down the food really fast. And what happens is that if it's not fast enough, the food actually loops again. But afterwards, we put it into a vacuum, where there's no heat transfer in a vacuum. So since there's no heat transfer in a vacuum, you're allowed to have what's called food storage, because you keep the deep freeze, and then there's sterile atmosphere because it's in a vacuum. So you're going to be having to do those things in order to do that. So why an egg cracker? Just to get meat more early? No. It's because omelets, hands down, are the best kcal generated food in the game. And what I mean by that is, if you do it a very particular sense, Paku eggs into omelets is the best kcals, I guess, per... I don't even know what to use for the word. It's efficiency-wise. It's the best food source in terms of just raw kcal production. Hey, Elthar coming in with the gift sub to Zip Zip. Dude, man, thank you so much for the gift sub. And yo, Zip Zip, if you're in chat, man, you know who to thank. Welcome to the city, courtesy of Elthar. And of course, enjoy the Emote 20 Dice ad-free viewing. Don't forget that legit sub badge. But yo, hope you enjoy your stay. So, Pakus, particularly Paku eggs, each variant, doesn't really matter which one, they generate the most raw egg out of every other egg. Even shovel eggs only give you 1,000 grams. Fry eggs and the 2 variants always give you 2,000. That's more than every other critter, because shine nymphs are at 100 grams. Shovels are at 1,000 grams. Hatches are also at 1,000. So in terms of how much raw egg you get per egg, it's always the best from the Paku eggs. Now, after that, you could actually convert 1,000 grams of raw egg into 2,800 kcals of omelet. So, each Paku egg gives you 5,600 kcals of food, which means I could feed 5 dupes with 1 Paku egg for that 1 cycle. That's better than any food in the game in terms of how fast I could crank out the eggs. Because all those shovels give you 20,000 kcals. That's once every 25, 30 cycles. Versus Paku, they give you an egg. They give you 2 eggs every 3 cycles. So you're able to generate every 3 cycles 1,100 kcals of food. Like, just looking at those numbers, 3 cycles, 11,000 kcals. It's a lot. The only problem is that it doesn't count as meat. So you can't use this strat for carnivore. But in terms of pure kcal production, that's the best food in the game. Sorry guys. Had to sip on some water. Y'all know how it is. Gotta stay hydrated. There should be 1 vegan dupe trade. I'm not vegan, by the way. Dude, that could be a thing. I could see that being a thing if they actually start categorizing the food a little bit better. Like, have a clear meat category in the database, so that you could actually have, like, special dupes. Dupes that only eat meat. Dupes that eat everything. Dupes that are only vegetarian. You know, things like that. That could be kind of cool. Can you spice up the omelet? You can. That is an option. Great streamer and gives so much great advice to the Oni community. Yo, man, I'm happy. I'm happy to, honestly, what I want for this game is to blow up. If Oxygen Not Included blows up as a game, I benefit from it as well. So, you know, to me, it's kind of like a no-brainer, man. I want to support the other creators, and hopefully this game gets the love it deserves. It's a great game. It's just a very particular game that's not immediately rewarding, which I could see why. Some players don't like that. They want the immediate, you know, I want the satisfaction now. But, dude, Oni's great, man. Fun times all around. I had to remove my spice grinder, though, because we're redoing the design right now. What about food quality? Surf and turf is not the best you could do for morale. Well, it depends. For morale, the ambrosia level food is what you're looking at, which is surf and turf. I think Frostburgers up there as well. Frostburgers is a little bit worse because of the soul food debuff, but otherwise I think Frostburgers give you the most morale. But omelets, it's +4 morale, which is not bad. It's a little bit less than cooked seafood and barbecue, but that's a trade-off. You get more kcals instead of having plus morale. We could only hope it blows up. I know, right? It'd be great if it did. It would be great if it did. Alright, it's active, and it's working. Sweet. Can't be mad about that. So, salt water is just going to be accumulating. It's going to hit 95 degrees eventually. And right now, we don't need to actually feed that into anything. We would want to feed it into the spawn. But as of right now, it's doing pretty good. I also need to start replacing the electrolyzers itself. So we're going to have to cut up the water here. Because I can't be feeding it right now with water due to the fact that I need to replace electrolyzers with steel. I made this out of iron because I was running the cool slush geyser initially from over here. The cold -10 water over the pumps and the electrolyzers so that it wouldn't break. Now, though, we're no longer running that, so I need to replace this and start utilizing steel electrolyzers. The closest thing to Oni is Factorial, right? No, Factorial is very different. Very, very different. It's not even the same genre of game. That's like comparing, Destiny to Apex Legends. They do something similar, but fundamentally they're different games in different genres. So I wouldn't say those two are similar. The closest thing to this game is probably RimWorld, to be honest. It's just that it's fundamentally different with the gameplay mechanics, where instead of having combat, you have thermodynamics. But outside of that, everything else is the same. Priority system, how you have to manage colony of dupes. Factorial, you're just, working on one guy building a rocket ship, but you don't do any of the colony management. You don't have to feed your guy. There's no stress in the game, except for the stress you have as a person, right? It's hard to compare the two. Very different games. SimCity and Civ, kind of. I could see that, yeah. You could also compare something like StarCraft and Civ. One's turn-based, one's real-time. Both strategy games. But, very different on the feel and vibe. What was I gonna do? I totally forgot. Yeah, we're replacing the electrolyzers. Yeah. So this is steel here. We gotta replace the other ones. Let's do a quick check on the rusty oxidizers right here. Still clamping down on the gases. So you know what we'll do? We will extend this out, and then we're gonna mine out this chunk right here. And this is ready, right? So we're gonna be deleting gas from here as well. Gotta do all we can. So we're gonna mine this out so the CO2 spills in like this into this area, and we're hoping to clear out the gas from this pocket. We're doing a pretty good job. A lot of CO2 by the Mulewood though. Alright, so electrolyzers. Add a steel. That's good. We're using regular wires for this because we could get away with it. 720, 730. Nice. Okay, so once that's finished building, I believe we were working on the kitchen design. Yeah. So, the issue with this is that the auto sweeper is going to be on these 3 tiles, right? And it's going to be 9 tiles range in basically if I center it. So I need to be able to reach the item right here, which is going to be raw food. Since we are going to be using the gas range for some of the more kcal generation, I think we're going to use the gas range. I probably need to have that. I think I move everything over one tile. So we do it like this. So that means I reach 9 tiles here, which reaches this, but I have to relocate this one tile to the right. Which means this, if I want to center it, would be out of range for double processing. That's kind of a problem. Because I would need a tile space for the loader on the left that is outside of range so that we could effectively do double processing a little bit better. I could make a separate floor for the gas range, but I kind of want to do it all on one level. What do I need to double process? Surf and turf. We're going to grow mushroom wraps eventually. And then, yeah, I guess I do want to have the capability. Yeah. So the problem is that I sweep these 9 tiles. I don't reach the food, which is fine. So that we could sweep up anything that drops from the grill and have that be used for the gas range. Now, couldn't I do double gas range here? Oh, that's a great idea. I could actually have one side with gas range that doesn't need double. Oh, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I would only need one sweeper for that every time. Dude, that actually makes so much sense. Okay, so here's the idea, guys. Hear me out. We have a double gas range, right? And then it's a 9 tile range to sweep from the initial food storage. This is only going to be on this side. And then we only need one sweeper as a result. The idea is that when you cook off the electric grill, you sometimes have to do something called double storage, where you cook an item like barbecue that needs to be put back into the food storage here instead of the food storage where people could grab it, because we want to cook it twice. That way we get more cake house. Now, the thing is that you're going to need 2 sweepers for that. One within range of a loader, one without the range of the loader, so that we could loop it back in without having an infinite loop. So if we just put the gas ranges on one side, we don't need the second sweeper or the second loader, because anything that drops off of here always goes into the mess hall. Which means that I could just have the loader here. We pick up the food, cook it here, deliver it to here, all on one sweeper. Nice. Okay, that works. So then we could have the grill here, and the grill here. Triple grills, nice. And then let's cancel this. This needs to go out 9. So I could do middle tile is where the food drops, right? So that means my sweeper here could pick up this. Oh, I see. Oh, but could I have a sweeper here instead? Oh yeah, but he might be able to reach this. That's going to be a problem. Because I'm thinking if we do 9 tiles from here, right? Which is the same thing as this. It goes out to this tile. So I'll have to extend that out, which is fine. Have the door here. The problem with this design is I need to have something that's able to pick up everything from here and not have it deliverable to that. So I need a sweeper that could sweep these 9 tiles, but not sweep from this tile. Does this actually work? No, right? I should be able to sweep that from this corner. I could have it 1 tile out, so... But then I can't sweep from here, and that's a problem. No. The problem we're running into, Zandroff, is if we sweep everything from here and drop everything at the center, that's perfectly fine. But if the sweeper here is within range of all these and this tile, you're going to infinitely loop the food. That's the problem I'm actually running into. We're looping the food. if this sweeper is within range of this one tile storage and also the same range of the grills. Because the grills drop the food in the middle of the grill after it's cooked. So I have to have range of 9 tiles here. No. That's no. So Zandroff, so think about it this way. If I had a loader here, right? Because I have to be within the 9 tile range for the sweeper, and my sweeper picks up the items that the grill makes and puts it into the center, I could still grab it from the center and put it back into the loader. That's the infinite loop. That's the infinite loop. So that's kind of the problem. Ah, gotcha, yes. So I need to try to make a way so that I could have it sweep to a different loader without pulling from here. However, I need to be able to line it up with this tile. Lower priority doesn't matter, because the moment there's no jobs to be done, it's just going to sweep from it. Don't allow cook items on that loader. So it's not a loader situation, it's more of a setup. Basically, I can't have this here, is what I'm thinking. I think what we will need to do is move this tile over, actually. So, because if I move this tile over, I'm thinking, this is not within range anymore, right? Because then it's on this tile. So we could still pick up the food with the loader here. And then we need to be able to have something reach this tile and deliver to here, because this is actually going to be where the raw food's going to be as well. Double drop could work. The problem with that is you have to make a large filter design for every food type. That's the problem. You have to have a large filter for that. Because what I have to do is I have to run it through the icebox after it's cooked. Because the 1 tile storage right there is not going to have a cold tile. Because I can't have dupes running underneath it if I add a cold tile. So it's only going to be a vacuum storage. So I have to run it through the ice storage so that it cools down to deep freeze. Can't you block the view of the grill, sweeper, to storage, and then mining block? Can't you block the view of the grill, sweeper, to the store? No. I need vision of the storage, because this is where all the raw food's going to be. All the raw and cooked food is going to be here that needs to be cooked again, basically. Anything that needs to be cooked will end up here. So if I block off this tile, the grills just don't work. Grills just don't work. There's no way for me to separate that, Zandroff. That's the problem. There's no way for me to filter out which item goes to the left and which item goes to the right. That's the big problem, actually. Because although that would work, I would need to have a large filter for barbecue. Pick out barbecue. Also have to pick out... No, it doesn't work, Zandroff. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. No amount of planning is going to help that out. Because you need to filter out every single ingredient that goes through the chute. No. You have to have everything filtered. So anything that I'm running through the gas range, cooked fish, barbecue, grilled mushrooms, so that I can make mushroom wraps. Anything that I need to cook on the gas range needs a separate filter. And that's what I don't want to have. Because the thing is that if you run the rail outside to go into automation, the food is heating up. It's not in insulated tile. This is probably going to be insulated tiles. So there's no heat loss while moving. But if you move the rail outside so that we could run a setup automation, it has interaction with the temperature. So it could potentially heat up. No, I have to have it exposed because you can't build these into tiles. So Zandroff, I need you to just believe me that it doesn't work. Please. Please believe me. Please believe me, man. The idea makes sense, but there's no way to execute it. Just run it like it is now with 2 sweepers over the grills and 1 loader to the right of the grills. 1 sweeper will hit the food storage, but not the loader. That'll work, right? No. Penalty blocks, I see what you're saying, but we're actually past that already. That's not needed for the... Oh, no, for the grills. Yeah, for the grills. That's actually what I need. But the problem is that it's 1 tile off, basically. That's what we're trying to do, though, penalty box. I had to just explain it to Xandroff that his double shoot idea just didn't work. So that is what we're trying to do. I just need to figure out the spacing of it so that everything is going to be right when I build it. Because the problem we're running into is that initially we had it like this. So that I sweep out 9 tiles to my auto sweeper by having my auto sweeper on the center tiles, so that we could pick up the raw food and deliver it to the grills. The problem is that once the food drops and it drops the food on the grill after it's cooked, right? So if we cook meat at the barbecue, it has to go back into the top storage so that we could cook it on the gas range. Problem is with that, this is the same sweep range as the top. So I needed to figure out how we could do this. So it was either we move the grills 1 tile to the right, or I think what we figured out was we could move the tile to the left so that the active tile is on here now, and then we're outside of the range. And then that means we could have the auto sweeper here, and then another auto sweeper here. And then on the right side, we could have the offset loader, right? So it would end up looking something like this, I think. Something like that. That is actually what we're trying to do. That is actually what we're trying to do. Lurk, gotcha, Ghost Rider. Appreciate the lurks. Hope you take care of business, and hopefully it's nothing too bad. Because this should be able to sweep... Now this could sweep to here, but it shouldn't matter. Because this is final cooked food. This sweeps into here when it's actually cooked, because there are going to be some food like pickled meal lice. I have to sweep here directly into the bottom food storage, which is perfectly fine. I need this not within the range of this loader, because this is going to sweep back into here. So I'm so stubborn. I do the same shit at work. Had a new machine installed and people out of state flew in to train us. Took me 3 minutes to come up with a better method to run it. All good, Xandroff. No worries, man. It happens. It happens. But it could be, you know, a result of a lot of things. Maybe you grew up and had, you know... You guys know the meme? When you're in college and you do a group project, there's one guy that does 90% of the work. You have 2 people that don't show up. And you have another group member that's trying to help, but you don't want them to because they don't really help you out. You're that one guy that does 90% of the work. So it's like a lot of the times, it's not your fault. You just had bad experience, right? And it's kind of like you got to the point where, hey, from the get-go, it's just better for you to do everything so that you don't fall behind when it comes down to it. Instead of actually having faith and trust into your teammates. Not that you should or shouldn't, but, you know, it's just a result of you living life and having bad experience. And that's, I can't fault you for that, man. So I don't blame you for any of that. It's just, you know, when we're playing Oni, you gotta have faith in your boy too, legit. But, dude, no worries, man. There's a lot of times where that rebuttal, that feedback that you're giving is a lot of the times worth it. So don't be, you know, don't have to say sorry or anything like that. I understand. I am still convinced my 2-drop method would work. You just have to take control to draw it out. You would basically have to spend constantly more power. That's basically what it comes down to. You would have to spend more power, and then you might potentially be better off stripping out the icebox and redoing it. That's the thing I did not want to do. I didn't want to go into the icebox and start a new freezer box. Because if I do strip out the freezer box and do that method, it would work, but it's too much work. So I think we're just gonna end up doing the strat that we settled on right here. So this is 18 tiles. So we're gonna start from here. We have 20 tiles. Okay, so we have to relocate the omelet machine box first. I think we're just gonna have it here. Move the fridge again. Oh yeah, I also made a legit freezer box today. Hey, the problem would be needing 3 conveyor belts. That's not too bad. That's the reason why though. Having to redo the icebox so that we could fit 3 freezer rails. That's actually the only reason why we would want to break that open. But you're right. If we do break this open, we would have to add in a 3rd rail line, which is, you know, part of the problem. What if you do a 2 while icebox? I don't know what that means. What does it mean, the 2 while the icebox? How come there's meat on the ground? Can someone tell me? There we go, picked it up, boys. I did not notice you were freezing the raw food. Yeah, it's because sometimes, you know, you run into some bad experience. So you want to make sure you overkill the project sometimes. What if you do a 2-tile icebox? What do you mean, 2-tile icebox? No name? Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying is this is the wall, do a 2-tile icebox like that, and then have the chute separated like this. That doesn't work because my dupes cannot go to the other side. That's the only problem. This is a dead-end corner. I can't come in from the top. I can't come in from the bottom. If I build that in the center, I can't go to the left side. So that's out of the question already. Once the food is cooked, you refreeze? Yes. I refreeze just to make sure. Just to make sure. I do a safety refreeze. Always be refreezing, yeah, man. I really wish they would add microwaves though, so we could heat up the food and have hot food. I would pay 600 watts of power for that. They need to make that. Clay, please add in some freezers, man. I mean, add in some microwaves. We have Radbolt tech. Just add in some microwaves and hook us up. Alright, so we got to redo this design. The problem is that I need to have a buffer of food because we're going to take probably 1-2 cycles to build this. It's going to take 1-2 cycles to build this. Alright, so there is nothing here, so I gotta actually just deconstruct these tiles. We'll probably keep the rails in place. And we have to just kind of stop cooking. Alright, we have a fail-safe, I think, where we could just feed the dupes a food type known as lettuce. Alright, I'm hoping no one starves to death, so let's safety safe. Alright, so first thing we gotta do is move the omelet cracker. We're gonna move the hexalent fruit and the whatnot. We're gonna deconstruct this. We're gonna move this design. We're gonna have a door set up here. Man. Ah, man. I could move it to here instead. This is such a small hallway that I feel like I shouldn't have the egg cracker in here. Because we're moving the eggs out, and then we're just cracking the eggs. Good morning, legit. What's going on, TJ? Hope you're doing well. How are you? I saw someone called a fuel break in the source other day. Don't know if it was there for a long time. Apparently it gives one-time burst of power. Wait, I saw something called a fuel break in the source the other day. Oh, in the game files. Interesting. Yo, man, who knows? That'd be kind of interesting. But you know what that feels like? They wanted to start utilizing batteries. That could be a thing. I could see that being a thing. if Clay wants us to start utilizing batteries. Alright, I think this shouldn't be a problem. We'll just move the egg cracker here in an open room for the time being. Just crack out or drop the eggs there. Not like they're going to actually move the eggs anywhere, so it should be fine. Maybe they'll add some industrial buildings and combustion. Did you see the other things? They have something called mixed element in the game now. Have you seen that, Zip Zip? They have concrete base, concrete tiles, bricks. They have a mixed element item that I saw. There were some additions that were pretty cool. I just don't know what the use is going to be yet, but I imagine it's going to be a part of the laboratory. You guys seen the last update? They were mentioning something called a laboratory building. I'm imagining we're going to be able to do like weird things, and the laboratory might be how we do it. Nuke power? Who knows, man? Who knows? I know there was already some elements that weren't used. Yeah, that's true. The thing is that there were elements that they removed from the game that was in the source files since the base game. Like, they removed sushi, they removed Electrum, but those elements were in the game files since base game, before DLC came out. They never actually got used, and then they just got removed. So I don't know, man. It's hard to say whether or not we'll actually have any use for it due to how that worked out. Alright, we're just going to take this copy settings. We're going to remove the egg cracker now. We actually don't need the sweeper as well. I'm going to try to... Wait, what is this used for? This goes into here. And then this can't sweep to it. What's in here? Oh, this is cooking ingredients. Oh, but that's not being used though, right? We only use that if we're double processing. So this probably had no usage. Oh, this had usage? What did I sweep in here? They must have dropped something on the ground. Oh, and I'm not sweeping frost buns. I need to move the frost buns out. Alright, that's fine. So we gotta remove this. That actually shouldn't impact us too much. We'll remove the power lines. Eggs are gonna drop here now, which should be fair. There's also something called Engineer's Jerry Jig. Like microchip, but increases some building efficiencies. Oh, man. That could be interesting if they're trying to power up the buildings that we already have. I don't know if it's going to be used too often, but I can't be mad about that, right? Alright, so let's look at the spacing. We're going to have to build the 1 tile storage first. So this is going to be 6 tiles, and then we build 3 tiles, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then we go 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I have to remove the light. Feels bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's here, here, here. So this sweeper has to be removed. And then we got to put this there. And then we need to make this swept. I will need a ladder here for this to work, I think. And we need to have oil pumped in and dropped off via liquid vents. So we'll put that right there. We'll make the oil delivery very quick, very close by. So we'll bottle emptier this. It's not going to be a lot of oil. It should be very quick how we do this. And then we'll just have... We have power here, so we should be fine. Alright, we'll have to sweep oil into that. Steel in the center? No. No steel in the center. This is just going to be a vacuum lock. This should actually be ceramic. I'll fix that later, though. This is going to be a vacuum lock, meaning that we're not going to chill it. We're just going to pre-freeze it and just drop it off. I can't actually get a metal tile here because otherwise my dupes can't go underneath. Feels bad. Sweep only crude oil. Oil. Here we go. 16. Oh, dude, 100 degrees Celsius. That's not going to be a good look. Let's look for another bottle. 28. It's only 300 grams. That's in the bottom of the map. Oh, 4,000. That's actually perfect. We'll sweep that bottle. Should take it up to the top. The Wii Resorts are finally cooling down the hydrogen gens from this area. Finally. Finally. I was worried for a little bit. Alright, so we're going to sweep out crude oil. Let's move some of the debris. Alright, so there is a trick here. I think I put a tile here. So that the oil spills to the left and we get liquid on all 3 tiles. That's actually what we want. So there's no power connection yet, so we could wait for that. Whether or not to deliver the oil first or do the tile building. New printables. Glass. I actually don't have any. I haven't made a glass forge yet. Then again, you know, we don't really need solar panels yet. I haven't breached space. I don't plan on doing so yet. I probably could if I want to. There we go. One bubble. And it's going to spill. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so we can remove the tile now. Remove the pipes. That's the wrong overlay. Remove the power. Bottle emptier. Liquid pump. And then we'll keep the ladder. Gotta mop up the oil though. Remove these tiles. And then we're also going to need to remove the... Can I build in the center? I actually want to deconstruct this first and replace it with ceramic. It's going to create an air bubble, but it shouldn't really mean anything. I could also build the air bubble first. That's probably smart. So we'll push out a little bit of the oil. Nice, so we push a little bit more, deconstruct the center tile. Another spillage. Nice, and then we're going to build a ceramic insulated tile. Do I not have ceramic unlocked? Oh, dude, what a meme. I've never built ceramic. Where's my kiln? I actually probably don't have one. Alright, I'll build a kiln in here. Because we have space for it. And I don't want to create heat. Oh man, I never actually made ceramic, dude. It feels bad. So we'll just build a kiln in here because we have space. It's not really that bad, right? Have you ever done an organic challenge run where no machines are allowed that can be done without? Ooh. See, that's the thing though. That's a very pre-planned out run. That's a really pre-planned out run. That does happen, and it sounds like a min-max run. But I haven't done anything like that, because you have to think about what machines are allowed, what machines are not allowed, and kind of min-max all of that. Not that, you know, you can't do that or shouldn't do that. I haven't done it yet. Because it's one of those things, I haven't actually thought about what's necessary and unnecessary. Because you could argue that you don't need, you know, lavatories. You could just get away with outhouses and nothing else. You don't need showers. You could theoretically never need pitcher pumps by just pushing up water, right? Like if you have a body of water that's too high to mop, you push it up and you just mop up the rest. Right? You could argue all those things. You don't need pitcher pumps. You gotta have a bottle emptier. Just poop on the floor. Yeah, that's also another thing. Just poop on the floor. That does break your vacuums, though. If they're inside the vacuums. Or at that point, you do need Atmo suits. So maybe they pee in the suits all the time. The no bathroom run, is that what we're getting to now? Guys, what would be the win condition if we do a no bathroom run? You are not allowed to build bathrooms. What is the win condition, man, if that's the case? There's got to be a win condition for that, right? What is it? If you're not allowed to have bathrooms, you just try to beat the game. Get to cycle 100. That's easy, though. That's easy. That's not that bad, actually. Full morale. 69 morale, no bathrooms. They constantly have the make a mess debuff. Send 10 tons of polluted water to the tear. That's actually not bad. Getting to the tear is not that bad, though. Alright, ceramic. We gotta build as much as we can. We don't have a lot. Let's just build 50 of this. Oh, man. I don't have polluted water. Guys, we're gonna make a jank design. I just realized something. Yeah, that's really jank. That is really jank. I should actually make that design. Okay. We're gonna make a design to specifically generate clay. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's this geyser. Infectious polluted water. Or oxygen. Yep, 90 degree or 60 degree, yep. I think it's time to tap into this. I think it's time, boys, to tap into this geyser. The more bathrooms. Oh, man. No, you can't have bathrooms, dude. Can't have bathrooms. Since we need clay, because I will need a lot of ceramic for liquid oxygen, liquid hydrogen, I should get started on this now. So, there's no way to climb back up. So after we get into the suits, we should just get into this. So I'm just going to ladder this out. Have this mined out. And we need to get to this geyser and build a oxidizer design. It's going to help us out with a little bit of oxygen as well. Full meme potential there. Yeah, man. You got to do it for the memes, if nothing else. Oh, it's getting too hot. Feels bad, fam. Looks like we need a Wheeze ward up top. It's actually getting too hot because of the farm tile for the Thimbleweed. Alright, we'll Wheeze ward that really quick. No geyser run? Oh my god, that sounds flashbacks to the vanilla Badlands days. There used to be a challenge run where you were not allowed to take... not that you weren't allowed, there was a map on the base game Oasis start where you could have no water geysers. You would have one cool steam vent and nothing else. And the challenge was, could you build a colony that survives when you have no water sources? That was one of the seeds someone found. They found a seed where you don't have water geysers. And it was an interesting challenge. Oh, you see this right here? They moved polluted water while moving out of the liquid lock, and they pushed down the oil. Now the polluted oxygen's there. Ah, man. Alright, we're gonna have to seal this up again. Looks like I need to do that, because they're breaking the lock. Did it work? That's possible. There's minor strats you have to do. So, duplicants pee at a certain bladder percentage if you give them something called bath time. So what you strategically had to do was have bath time at the beginning after they wake up, and then one in the middle. So if their bladder percentage was at the middle part, they would forcefully have to use the bathroom, which generates water. So you want to grab dupes with small bladder so that that's possible, and then you generate bathroom water spawn. That's kind of the strat. You have to make something called a bathroom water spawn. Otto's chilling. Don't worry, you guys. We're waiting for the tiles. That's impossible. Did it work? I've heard some people had success. I've never seen it actually happen. So In theory, I believe it works. But I'm not actually sure in practice. Alright, so we're building a tile there to delete the polluted oxygen. Once we do that, the polluted oxygen gets deleted. And then we deconstruct this, and we deconstruct that. Now there's oil there, and then we could deconstruct this tile. And then we have our liquid lock again. With the vacuum. So, auto, you're free. Docking the exosuit, good stuff. We have a little bit of ceramic now, so we can build the insulated tile. And that's going to be here. Sweet, sweet. So we're going to need to build that still. I could remove the vents. Sweep up a lot of the things over here just to clean up. Food poisoning them. You could breathe food poisoning oxygen. That's perfectly fine. We do that all the time. I'm doing that right now, dude. Yeah, I'll see this, man. This is my spawn. We're never going to pass, food certification. We are never going to be food safe, food ready. All that food poisoning in the oxygen right now, man. If a food inspector came to my colony, man, we would have a F. Like, dude, clean your ACs. What's up with these germs, dude, in the oxygen and hydrogen? The funny thing is that while I release that on the vents, there's like there's honestly no germs. Even though we're releasing a lot of food poisoning germs, there's literally no food poisoning in the oxygen. Like, we release it, dude. These lines come in from here. Oh, what temperature does food poisoning die at? Oh, it dies at negative 25. I was gonna say, maybe because they went through the cold box, it dies. That's actually not the case, huh? Feels bad. Let's crush some Pokeshell mold. Just because we can. Food poisoning is mean too, as it makes bladder twice as full, or around this figure. That's actually good then, for the challenge. You want to make sure that you grab as much food poisoning as possible. That sounds like a strat at that point. Sounds like it's getting massive pools of polluted water. That would have been O2 start. Maybe. It dies off on its own. Yeah, it does. But it went from 5,000 to nothing coming out of the vents, which is pretty impressive. If your base is heating up, couldn't you lower the temp of the spawn mock trainers a bit? Yes, that is true. That is true. My base is not heating up that much, though, in terms of the thermal temperature. It's coming from small spots of polluted water being delivered right here. The polluted water that we're fitting in to the thimble reeds right there, it's coming in from the polluted water in here, which is around 50 degrees. Because it's a little bit far away from the AETN. So because of that, that water is heating up the tiles next to it. So, not so much that we have a heating issue, just more so that, yeah, that specific spawn's getting fed hot gas. Oh, this is actually done. Okay, so... this is actually not bad. Alright, I could cut this now. And then I could actually feed this into here, so that the generators keep rolling. Can't multiply in clean air, that's true. I tamed my copper volcano. Everything kept melting until I put diamond temp shift plates. Does this make any sense? Yes. A lot of the times, if you don't have conductive materials, they tend to just hold on to the heat. So that allows the heat to stack up to a higher value. I've had that happen before. The easiest way to look at that phenomenon, TJ, is if you ever had a giant gas cloud of CO2 and you put a carbon skimmer at the bottom of it, at some point, because it's waiting for the carbon dioxide to reach it, it sits in a vacuum and it eventually breaks itself because it's in a vacuum and it can't actually displace the heat. That's because CO2 is a very unconductive gas. So even when the CO2 touches the building, it's not pulling a lot of heat from the building. So you could be running into a similar phenomena. That happens sometimes when you're first starting off your tamer design, especially if you don't have steam yet and you're still in a vacuum. I've had that happen to me a couple times. So I wouldn't say it's like anything too crazy, but I will say that it's uncommon, I guess. Yeah, localized heat could build up a 1 tile, and then it causes that thing to stack up to absurd temperatures, and then it just melts. But yeah, the temp shift plate forcefully averages out the heat. Not only that, the temp shift plate, you have to understand, is 800 kilograms of mass. So it's a lot of, like, 1 tile absorbing a lot of heat. Because that's comparatively to, like, a steam turbine's only 1,000. Aqua tuner is 1,200. Not a lot of things are above 500 kilograms. So that, and then you look at the fact that it's made out of diamonds, right? Mine's is made out of mafic, so my stats are bad. But having diamonds with a pretty decent specific heat capacity, I believe, makes it so that, dude, it's a very great heat absorber. That's actually not that great, 0.516. So it absorbs a lot of heat, and then it spreads it out pretty fast as well. A lot of the times you need a buffer like that for a lot of builds, so that you could get away with using lower temperature, lower melting point items. Kind of like how you could use copper conveyor rails for a iron volcano tamer. You could get away with that if you actually have enough temperature plates, because you actually just don't allow the temperature of anything on the rail to reach that high of a temperature, because you spread it out before it's actually able to accumulate. So it's basically like a balancing point you have to kind of manage. Otherwise, you just have to build everything out of steel. Right? That's the other option. If you don't want to actually build temp shift plates, build everything out of steel, and you'll have a similar amount of time. Alright, so we gotta do this now. And then autosave lag's gonna hit me. We're at 1,000,000 kcals. Kcals are going up. This is a good feeling. Oh, there's a glossy Dreckle drowning. No one look, boys. No one look. Alright. Conveyor chute. That's going to be the food storage from there. I will have to relocate some of these conveyor rails. So I will do that now. That has to be relocated, 100%. Actually, we'll wait, because this might actually come straight down. No, probably not. We probably want to have it come out from here still. So we will have it go through the Dreckle box. Fill your natural gas, pump with igneous temp shift plates to get using gold pumps. Works a long time. Actually, you could just build your walls right here with regular tiles instead of insulated tiles for the same effect. I used to do that too. Instead of, like, if you don't have gold or steel, instead of using insulated tiles, just let the heat dissipate and have, you know, the outside temperature just absorb the heat from the natural gas geyser. That also works a good amount of time as well. Eventually, you will have to replace it, but yeah. Sometimes if you just can't build the temperature, just let the ambient temperature around it, the gases, the solids, absorb a little bit of the heat. Okay, so I want to remove a little bit of the liquids there, the oils. So I want to sweep that out. It's going to be a weird idea. I think I could dump it in here. Really quick. We got this ladder out as well. I want to mine up to that. Let's go up here and mop up the water. I think that's going to be beneficial. Okay, so with that, this is going to be somewhat set. Have the rails right there. And I do need to deconstruct this tile. And I need to start moving all of these items into here. So let's look on the setup design. It's going to look like that. So triple grills on the right. Okay. So we would have a grill here, here, and then here. Is this plus decor? It's 0. I am not building that with gold then. Holy crap. I'm building that with iron. So it's going to be here and here. Because we're going to have a sweeper here. One that can reach and one that cannot. And the one that can reach needs to be able to sweep into this tile in order to pick up the raw and fuel it. Nice. And then the one on the right here can't reach that, but can pick up from this tile to put it into the storage again. Yeah. So we're gonna have to have this, and then up top. Actually, I could have it upside down right here if it's going back into here. That is the one thing I need to think about if I want to do that. Okay, so let's look at the rails. This is raw food, this is cooked food. Cooked food goes into here. So this is the cooked food line that we wanted to have, which is going to be right here. And then this is going to be the new raw food storage. Getting to the top, man, is going to be such a pain. That's going to be such a pain to do. So you're not refrigerating the storage chambers, just the materials before storage. Yes. That way I could actually run underneath. And I'm hoping that the vacuum is going to be good enough. This is also going to be an experiment. Maybe famous last words. You know, I'll make a bad decision. That could be a thing, right? I make a bad decision with this, and it doesn't actually work out the way I think it does. It should, though. Insulated tiles have, like, no heat transfer. Okay, so food has to come in from the top. I could put in the bridge from the left side instead of having it from the right. This could just go through the room and come in through there, and that's actually not that bad. So if I have cooked food going into here, it would still go into the bottom. Yeah. And then the raw food... Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So I would only need one loader. No, I would still need a finished line, right? I think it works. So I'll put one there for now. And the finished food line I'll have to relocate later. And then... we basically take this line... and instead of having it shoot here, we have to go up and then to the top in the insulated tiles. Which means this actually has to be relocated. We could instead bridge it over that. So it goes up top like that. Which is probably going to be how we have to do it. So I'm probably going to need a tile like that. We need a tile here. Letting the dupes reach through the oil lock, right? No corner sweeping. Oh, I should have did corner sweeping. That would have been smart. Although that would have been smart, that would have been a particular design. I actually have to use oil in this sense. Because of the angles that we have. We're limited in our space for building at a certain angle. Because although the one tile storage would have been perfect, theoretically, I actually can't hit it from both sides and still have space. If that makes sense. It's a little bit peculiar, but yeah. I actually can't use the corner sweeping method. I avoided using oil locks by letting my sweeper sweep from my cold storage to freezers with 10 kilogram limits. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. If you do a limit like that, that does work. I see you over there, good Griffin. So this should go into here. This extends back out to here. So I do need a route there. This part, where the critter meat comes from, comes out to here. And then we need it to come into... basically, it's this food storage. Or we just have it connect here and we separate the line. The ready-to-eat food cycles fast enough to avoid storage spoilage. I see you, I see you. So I need it like this, like that. I cut this line and I cut that line. we could remove that. This comes straight down. Can this sweep that? It can. So I could keep that sweeper there, actually. And then this is 6 tiles. Yeah, so I would technically want to remove this to get it started. Alright, so how is the farm to the table? Yo, man, nothing fresher than that. Nothing fresher than that. Crude oil, auto bottle, sweep only. I wish you could sweep only pitcher pumps. That's a feature I would love to have. Sweep only pitcher pumps. You guys feel me with that, man? If you could use the sweep only command on pitcher pumps, that would be sweet. That way I could pull specifically using dupes from a body of water with specific areas. Instead of having to disable the pitcher pumps. Which is kind of, you know, not that it's bad, but it feels kind of bad. Alright, so this is basically going to be down here. And I will have to move this into here to get into here. Because then we're going to take this to go up instead. Alright, so we got to build this first. Do 2 gas grills fit? I put 1 here. And then this is going to be 2 gas ranges. The oven ones. Disabled warning icons everywhere. Yo, man. You gotta remove the icons. At the same time, I just remembered I need to put in some power cables. That's all going to connect to the bottom line. Make that simple. Okay, so now here. This is going into the food storage for now. So we'll build the rail and connect it. And then afterwards, this is going to go into the top where it's cooked. Wait, can this sweep to the other one? Oh, that might be better. I'll make a second temporary line instead. And this has to go into here, otherwise. I think that works. Yeah. And then the next thing we need to do is remove these pipelines. Because I do not want to install... I mean, I can. It's just going to make... Ooh, that's probably good balance. I'm going to keep the pipelines here so that we could have it leak out thermal energy and keep the area cold. That's actually what I think I'm going to do. We're going to use these aqua tuners to basically keep the kitchen area cold, because the gas ranges are going to be hot. Oh yeah, I feel that sometimes. It gets annoying. It gets annoying 100%. It really does. I feel that. Alright, build the rail. What's on this power line? Oh, a lot of the other automated stuff. It should be fine then. I'll just connect everything. So we're at 2180. That's not too bad. We will need power here temporarily. And then we need the shipping line to go in like this. And then this is going to be the finished food line. So I do want to remove this loader for now. Let me copy settings first. Ooh. Why is this shorter? Oh, this is the same size now. I thought that was weird. I was like, wait, what? Y'all see this? The loader on the right's a little bit shorter. Feels weird, man. I don't know why it's like that. Alright, so theoretically that's cut. And then this is connected. And then I need a bridge here. Can we reach that? We can. Nice. And all your gas pipes are back up or starving when in the bathroom. Wait, what? What's happening? Oh, I see you over there. You're talking about more notifications, Mr. Me 48072. It happens sometimes, man. Sometimes you think the notifications aren't your friend, but they're really trying to help you out. It happens. It happens. Starving on the way to the bathroom, that's another thing. Yeah. I gotta eat. At the same time, though, I gotta take a dump. Be like that sometimes. K-Kun, you know what's the funniest thing about your dupe? Your dupe is still the only dupe with its own room. Look at K-Kun. He gets his own room in the super cool ice biome, dude. This guy has a locker. We haven't even rummaged it yet. This guy has his clock, dude. Y'all see this guy, man? He stole this bed off of us. He has a cycle sensor. He stole this, man. We uncovered the room because it's part of the ruins. And then he just claimed the bed. Feels weird, man. Has the 2 PC setup. He's a streamer, dude. That's how you know. Man. I'll see you over there, K-Good. Legit hardcore Oni stream was tough with all those starving notifications. Oh yeah. That was mad annoying, I'm not gonna lie. That was mad annoying. But you know, what's done has to be done. What's done had to be done. But we're doing good, K-Kun. We are trying to redo the kitchen right now so that we can have more food production. And so far, so good. Can't really complain. How you doing, good sir? How is the days? How is the Thursdays? I made a thimbleweed farm to try to get cuddle pips. Oh yeah, you gotta have that, man. I want to do a wild thimbleweed farm for the cuddles. Oh, so we take this, copy... Wait a second. So we're moving storage to here. So this goes to the bottom. Okay, so what I need to do is cut off the chute and have it connect that way. We need to cut this. Grab that connection, and then I need to cut that line. So everything in the food storage goes out to here now, and it should be fine. And then I take this, copy... No, not yet. I instead need the sweep to happen first, and then we could remove the ladder. But all I seem to have succeeded in is ending up with 23 glossy Drekos. Yo, what happens, man? Having that many glossies is a good thing, though. Wild plant thimbleweeds throughout the stairway doorwells. Let the cuddle pips free roam. Yeah, man. Gotta let them free roam. Okay, so we have one piece of meal lice. Coming in at minus 33. There's almost no temperature change. So I think we're going to be fine. Oh, I see what you're saying. On the lip right here. Having the pips in the hallway. I see. Alright, so... I think that's fine now, right? We remove the ladder so the dupes can't reach this. Like, if I sweep this, it's unreachable. And it doesn't say unreachable because the sweepers could actually sweep it. Okay, so that's good. So now I take pause, copy this, do that here. Instead, we uncheck allow manual use. And this is going to be all the raw ingredients. So I'm doing this because we need to transfer all the raw ingredients back into this box. So this is going to be a temporary sweep. And then this line is going to be a little bit different. Because this is going to be into that. So that's correct. Sweeps back into here so we could double process. This one is going to be the final cooked food that exits out into there. So we need to actually do the filters here a little bit different. As of right now, we will just keep everything because we don't have natural gas hooked up. So that means the final foods that we have here is going to change later on. Cooked food, frost buns, barbecue, omelets, pickled meal lice, those are all fine. We don't have natural gas in the area yet, so we can't double process. So we're just going to have that there for the time being. Oh, now this is doing the... it's doing the infinite loop, sweep only, sweep only. Y'all motherfuckers with the infinite loop. I see you guys over there. Damn, man. They were infinite looping that. Alright, so what we have to do is we have to click on edible and sweep this and then uncheck that. Oof, man. I am a master at bad management. TJ, man, don't worry. One day you'll come around and become a master at management. Can hot abyssalite be used to cook slime chunks into dirt tiles? Dump a little bit in a slime box with 1,000-degree abyssalite? You're better off finding hot abyssalite and throwing dirt on top of that. Doing it the other way around is not as effective. Just saying. Just saying. This game has a super high skill ceiling. 100%, Mr. Watchburn. Hope you're doing well. How are you, sir? That is 100% correct. High skill ceiling. I wouldn't call it skill. I would call it knowledge. Honestly. I wouldn't call it skill in that regard. Because it's not that it's skill-based. It's more so it's knowledge gates. In the regard that once you know how to do something, it's a lot easier. Knowledge gated. Knowledge gated. So raw food comes out from the outside. With the first processed food, it's the same thing. Goes into the cold box, drips into here. As of right now, we don't have double processing. This goes out to the cook box that leaves, so we could actually keep that loop. And then... yeah, we're just waiting for this to empty out and we're done. So can I copy this to here? I think we can. So copy this, paste, and then I think we could deconstruct this since we're going to have the guys cooking over here. So we'll take this, copy, paste, because we don't have double processed food yet. So that should be all good. Legit YouTube channel is awesome, by the way. I got you. Yo, man. Shout out to Mr. Washerin. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for the name drop. Alright, speed this up. Our kitchen's gonna be complete, boys. We have a lot of sleet wheat, though. That's the problem. I think we have literally 2,000 grains of sleet wheat. Like, it's just trying to do its thing, man. The best it can. Look at all the sleet wheat right there. 20 kilograms at a time. Dude, this is mad cold. I just realized that. This is not insulated, so all of my food is running in cold into the tiles. Look at how it's spreading out the heat energy. It's ice cold over here, man. Looking like ice cube. Berry sludge for days. I know, right? We're eating frost buns for now, though. Gotta have the frost buns sometimes. Alright, so since this is all ready... there is no food in the storage anymore. We could deconstruct this. Insulated tiles are getting removed. Same with the metal tile and the chute. And then we're going to have to mop that up. For the most part, we'll leave this as insulated. I don't think it really matters too much. Actually, I might even put an airflow tile there, because it's probably going to be better like that. We will have more tiles exposed, but it shouldn't really be a big deal. Meat is unrefrigerated right now. They're just going to pick it up and store it, actually, to be honest. Oh, and that's a radiant pipe. I actually can't have that. That's going to be mad cold. Holy crap. I got to replace that ASAP. Dude, that's just releasing the cold energy, making my icebox a little bit warmer. Oh, there it goes. We got the insulated pipe in. Got to remove the rail chute right there. And I think we're good. We could sweep this up. Get the crude oil, sweep that as well. Alright, so we no longer need this, right? Yeah, deconstruct that now. Allergic to copper pipes. Yo, man. It wasn't copper, though. Okay, so now we're going to put in the gas range. This has no decor value from what I could tell. We're going to build this out of iron. And then we will deconstruct that. These two are no longer needed. That's probably fine. So connect, connect. And then we're going to have this on a split line. I don't want ceramic for this. We'll just use igneous. And then I need to grab that from the natural gas geyser. So the thing with that is I need to make a miner storage so that we could have a little bit of natural gas pumping out to here instead of to our generators. That's actually one thing I need to do right now. So we're going to cut the line right here. So we could hold a little bit of natural gas coming in from the geyser right now. This is idle, so it's not actually on a downtime period yet, so it's going to be not that bad. I know lead doesn't technically have effects. I still don't like using it for pipes food mechanics. Or food machines. I feel you with that. I'm done with the homework. Yeah. Yo, man. Welcome back, Gunna. Good stuff, good stuff. Good to hear that the homework is complete. Lead's not bad. You know what's funny about lead? If you melt lead into a liquid form, it stacks up to 9,970 kilograms of liquid lead onto a single tile before it spills up to a second tile. When I found that out, I was like, why is it so unnecessarily high? Why is liquid lead stackable to 10 tons on a tile? Lead is crazy. Lead's pretty crazy, man. It's kind of wild sometimes. Well, I have one last thing to do, but it's easy, just tedious. Yo, man, gotcha. Be like that sometimes. Got some of the tedious things to do. Hate to see it, though. So I do want to run the insulated tiles inside the... or insulated pipes inside the insulated tiles, so we have minimal heat loss. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We probably want to do it like this, then. And then I'm just going to have to build some ladders here. It's as dense as I am. Hey! I see you over there. So we're going to store a little bit of natural gas in this box that we pipe into here. And I think... man, we're going to remove the generators. I guess we could keep the infinite storage here and have this pump this up. And the way I would probably want to do this is... I could make a false loop. I think the false loop makes sense. Late game builds always end up with some liquid lead finding its way somewhere. And my builds with Volcano, yeah, I do that. If you melted a natural metal tile, do you get more material than mining it? If you could cool it down, yes. If you have a metal like this and you mine it, you only get half of the mass in iron ore. But if you were to melt that before digging it, it becomes solidified, refined metal. Believe it or not. So if you actually heat this up to iron, it only solidifies as the refined version. And then after that, you could make a mineable tile, but you could also spill it out and do like a magma blade strat so that you get individual tiles like this, the debris tiles. So you would get more metal in that regard, yes. It is a complicated process though. Because you would have to find the iron or whatever metal, and then you would have to melt that in place, which is going to be the tough part. Yeah, bottle emptiers do a good job for most metals. But that is going to be a thing that you can do, yes. Alright, so we sweep this, and we grab the third grill here. And then the only thing we don't have right now is... oh yeah, so it doesn't really matter. We'll just use a sweeper twice instead of having a second loader. So I think this is going to be the food storage setup. Works pretty well. Nothing is even close to minus 18. We're at minus 33 to minus 40, so can't really complain. And then we're just going to have the dupes work. I wish the game taught you about some of the scientific concepts because I didn't pay attention to my 10th grade chemistry. I hate to break this to you, Gunna, but a lot of the concepts aren't actually applicable to the real life concepts. I hate to say that, but that's the truth. Some of the concepts, man, I don't know if it really makes sense. Alright, so look at this. This is cleaned up to the point where we can actually start pumping oxygen. This is actually what I want to see. So we're able to delete gas still, and then you could see that we could start pumping and start moving out some of the gases. So this is going to help out with the max gas pressure. So we'll have to connect that. We'll wait for the one tile. Lava bucket into copper. Oh yeah, that would be a pain. You would have to have that copper tile in a vacuum. So that, yeah. You wouldn't have the heat kind of like spread out. True. Even more reason for tutorials. Yeah, gotta have the tutorials, man. Gotta have them. Ah, man, it's flip-flopping too much. Once we get past the carbon dioxide right here, and we're gonna be able to start having the chlorine get removed, that would be sweet. I could actually make a stacked setup instead of a side-by-side. That could be beneficial. And of course, this is still mining out as well. So maybe the CO2 just stops flip-flopping, allows this to open. Oh, I could do this. What a strat. Make both of them carbon dioxide. Doesn't that work? Because one of them is always going to be green. Oh, it's not there long enough. Ah, come on. It's flopping every second, so it's not registering an element. Oh, that's so gross, dude. That's so gross. That's actually so gross. Alright, we're going to put a signal sensor there. So we could force a signal. Feels bad, man, that that's the case. Alright, I'll wait for that, though. Okay, that's looking pretty good so far. And we'll continue trimming out some of the other salt areas as we need to. So we go down to here. Yeah. Let's trim out probably from here. Everything else could fall down by itself. Should be pretty good. I need to use this to jump across. This is still max pressured because we don't want to crack that yet. And then we have this body of salt water. It's not too much, and then this body. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine all that out. And I do want to deconstruct that and mine out that when we can. Dude, look at these dupes. They're all mining right now, man. Alright, so we gotta mine out the chunks. Hopefully no one gets stuck. No one starts suffocating. I need to actually spill out that salt water if possible. Alright, so this was the design. I think we did it well. Oh, we don't have power for that. Oh yeah, I need to make a false loop. That's right. I do have a radiant pipe in here. Okay, so how do I want to do a false loop? That's probably not necessary, though. The false loop is probably not necessary. It's a weird idea, but it makes sense. Because I want to make it so that the gas pipe isn't filled with natural gas all the time. But there's no way for me to actually do that, right? Oh, yeah. I need to get lights. Oh, I barely get the light. I wish I could have a light in the bottom. That doesn't work. Wait, I could build that? Oh no, they won't build it. I can't build that, right? Alright, I put the light here. And then we have to have one here. So that goes to the side. It should be good. If false loop, yeah, but yeah, it's basically the things I kind of want to accomplish. It's a little bit weird. So the idea is that I can make a pipeline that pumps out until something specific happens, and then it waits. A reservoir for cooking gas would work. That's what I'm thinking. I might have to end up using a reservoir. I might want to put the reservoir right here. But yeah, that is what I'm thinking. Having to use a reservoir. Because it's like, I'm never going to go into this room. And then I could just put some Wheezeworts by it to keep it cool. That's probably very feasible, to be honest. And I'll probably will want to do that. Yeah. There's nothing else that's going to be here anyways. So, let's make some gas reservoirs right here. We'll put it one over, so we can put a Wheezewort inside. And then I will remove this one. This line also has to be relocated. I don't want that there long term for moving the natural gas to the bottom. So let's make a new natural gas line that's coming in from right here. Okay, so we'll do a weird setup on the inside as well. Shouldn't be too bad. Natural gas down the middle. I could probably pull it off to the left side. Let's have it floating in the middle. What? There we go. And then I need to go into this layer, so it could be here. And then this could come in from the left side. This oxygen line is it's actually no longer needed, so let's actually bop this. This was a CO2 line for me to remove some of the gases, so we'll just remove this now. Because it's kind of going to be in the way. And then the rest of that is, we'll just leave it. Then we have to have, so this is a vacuum, right? I could bridge, and then I can't go inside because we want to keep it as a vacuum. I could come in early, though. Which would mean we would bop this. I probably also want to remove this setup. Get the gas vent deconstructed. That's going to bridge through. Come into here. And I think that works out. Alright. So that's going to be the overflow line. And then we have the reservoir there. So we're going to remove the other line that already exists so that we could clean it up a little bit. All of that's going to be gone. Reservoir right there. Wheezewort on the right or left of that. So planter box here. And we have 2 Wheezeworts. Perfect. So we'll just do it like that for now. Cooling on that. Okay, so we're going to do a weird design. We're going to do a weird design. We're basically going to do something known as a pressure overflow sensor. That's basically going to allow us to maintain a certain amount of natural gas in here, and then everything else goes into the other storage. So, the easiest thing to do with that is to tie a Atmos sensor to a shutoff. So that shutoff, gas shutoff. I want to say we're going to use a lot of natural gas in order to actually do cooking. I want to say we do. Just not 100% sure. So I don't know which side should be powered. That's basically the dilemma. One of the sides of this has to be powered. And what I mean by that is, it's going to have to exit a specific way, right? Oh, I'm using lead. Shouldn't do that. This is probably going to be gold. It's probably going to look like this too. Now we'll do it down here. And then we'll have the automation from an Atmos sensor next to the pump. This is going to tie exactly into that. We're going to allow dupes to go in. And then we have to do this to that, that to this. And then we're going to have the overflow come in from the center. So this will come in from here, split left and right. And then this is going to go in, come back out. And then the power is going to be needed. Scalding. Oh, is it that hot? Oh, just 136 degrees. They're getting cooked? Actually getting cooked? Oh, they're going to take a lot of damage. Stop idling, dude. You're taking damage. Got to swap out the dupes. Oh, I got to do it on 1x speed. So they actually are a little bit time efficient. Feels bad. They're just getting burnt. Them boys getting cooked. Alright, there is another thing I need to do. Whoa, come on. Oh! Infected by heat stroke. Autosave lag. Don't die on the Ren. Alright, he's chilling in there. We're gonna put him on the hospital. Come on, buddy. Go to sleep. Nah, we have enough dupes. They're gonna sleep it off, dude. we're gonna make them do the bad set. They're just gonna have to rest in the hospital. Poetic Artist, man, if you're in chat, I'm sorry, dude. You're gonna have to take some damage for the colony, for the greater good. We don't want you to do this. It's more so this is part of the necessary things we gotta do, man. I'm sorry. The necessary things, man. They don't think it be like it is, man, but it do. People taking a little bit of damage. Ren's going to the hospital. Take one for the team so management doesn't have to think more. Oh, man. I'm everything I hated about myself. Oh, this is above 125. Oh, the shutoff is the wrong material. Feels bad. Let me disable auto repair as well. Don't rub your eyes, just move, dude. Okay, he's deconstructing. He's taking a little bit of damage. Alright, man. It's time for you to move out. Ashkan is also going to be on the beds. I become everything I've hated. I am now corporate management. Oh, man. Who would have thought? Alright, so it's like this. Move, boys, move! Find a safer area. Stop rubbing your eyes. Come on, man. We have enough manpower that it shouldn't matter, right? If the pressure is above... Let's go with 10 tons per tile. 15 tons per tile. Wait, 100 and... That's 15 kilograms? Wait, what's max slider? 20 kilograms per tile? Sure, we'll do 20 kilograms per tile. This is why there is multiple shifts. Oh, man. Feels bad sometimes. Come on, Leroy, you can build this. Oh, you just took damage. Everyone keeps rubbing their eyes in the natural gas. Move, dude. Don't idle in there. These dupes. Okay, that's connected now. Alright, so the setup is here, here, here. Cut that, cut this. And we're at 11 kilograms. That's not too bad. Alright, so we need to remove... Well, not yet. We'll remove that soon. We can remove this setup. Not that one, though. Actually, maybe we do. Because I might want to move it to the bottom instead of through the top. Actually, yeah, it's probably better that way. So let's remove this. Okay, so the pipeline set is left to right. Is it left to right? We could inverse it. No, it is gonna be left to right. It's gonna be like that. Scalding again. Travado, dude. This guy is about to get heat stroke and burn. Oh man, we gotta put him into the beds. He's already assigned. He's already assigned. Come on, man, get out of there. Okay, so that's gonna be Wart Seed. And then let's look at how this is gonna have to work. Alright, so it goes left to right, and we feel left to right as well. Right, so it's probably gonna be like this. To the point where I come into the pipeline and come in like that. So I need to pull the automation wire from the back. Yeah. This should be good. This is unnecessary. I just want to do this because I want to have a very particular situation happening. So we'll do it like that for now. Ooh, Poke Shells. I probably don't want that. The Kickows are going up, and I think we should be able to take more dupes, so we'll try to go up to 80 today at the very least. Ranch building with ranching skill. I can't be mad about that. Shabby Dresser. We could give you some nice clothes, but I think we'll take Lindsay. Look at the dupes playing their arcade games, dancing away. The dupes are having a good time. Plus 11 ranching. Yeah, man. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Okay, so let's check out everything else to make sure everything's good. Saltwater geyser. There's no power here, but this is accumulating. Good, good. This is standalone. I shouldn't have to worry about that. I need to remove both of these things. How is the rusts? Yeah, I think we're good now. Yeah, this is actually, it's starting to crush chlorine. Yeah. So we're actually able to start using this as oxygen. So we'll start filling up these areas with O2, which is going to be sweet. Gotta go shopping. Be back soon, I hope. If not, have a good stream. Yo, man, that sounds like... You know what TJ just said? Gotta go shopping. I don't think he's shopping. I think he just happens to be going shopping. But hey, have a good one, TJ. Hope you have a short trip. I feel you with that, man. And we'll see you later, dude. Hopefully. But man, it's one of those things, man. As a child, I've always hated to go shopping. Because I would always be stuck carrying the bags. Right? And I always hated to go shopping with my mom and my sister as a little kid. Because, you know, couldn't afford a babysitter. So they would take me with them. And it would just be like looking at women's clothes, looking at other things. I'm just like, I don't know what this is for. And it becomes a thing where I'm just like, man, this is boring. I'm just walking around, carrying bags, walking some more. And then anytime they buy me anything, like we get pretzels or cookies, they eat majority of it. And I get like the leftovers. So it's like, I'm just like, yeah, cookies, pretzel. I'm like, no, man, it's cool. Can we just go home? I don't even want like the snack food that they have at the malls anymore, because it's like, yeah, not about that life. Alright, so let's explain what we're doing right here. We're doing a little bit weird stuff, and the weird stuff that we're doing is basically, if you guys didn't know, the gas reservoir right here has a high load threshold, exactly like a smart battery. So we're going to use this as a high load threshold in order to control how much natural gas we pump. So right now, this should be outputting a green signal because there's no fuel in here right now. So if I look at that, that's a green signal. And then we're going to start fueling this up. Once the natural gas fills up the reservoirs, it's going to fill up the left one first, and the left one is also going to be the one that exits first. When that happens, it's going to start filling up the second one. This means that the one on the left always empties out first, and once it's emptied out, it's going to allow the second one to be filled, which is going to control. So since this always empties out first and fills in first, we could actually use this as a signal. By using this as a signal, we could control to have this pipeline be majority of the times empty, which is kind of what I want. I'll actually lower this down to 90%. so that we have more leeway. So basically, the goal is to keep this pipeline empty so that the natural gas doesn't just sit in the pipes heating up the area, which is what I want to prevent. You can see it's already causing a little bit of heat already. So that's going to be what I want to do with that. So the Weezwords are going to be there to strategically cool down the area. Oh, there was a helicopter that just flew over the house. And Mama got scared. He heard the helicopter noise. I hear you, babies. But we're still streaming. I'm sorry. It's going to be a couple hours before we finish. Alright, so these pipelines can't be deconstructed yet. That's fine. We could do into here. Unallow, and then we could allow the top one. That should be fine. And then the next thing we need to do is do this pipeline. So I'll probably need a ladder right here for that. Is making those tiles insulated worth it? Right here? Potentially. I probably should. Grand scheme of things. Because we're not going to be running a lot over here. That's probably a good idea. Keep the heat in. Pre-cell phone era shopping was the worst. Oh yeah, dude. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that. I didn't have cell phones as a kid, but probably kids nowadays are going with their parents to go shopping probably don't care as much. Probably on that fact alone. The fact that they have cell phones. Smartphones. Let me clarify that. Smartphones. The most boring is when my parents brought you to church. Oh man. The only thing I hated about going to church was waking up early in the morning. Oh, don't rub your eyes, Otto. Get out of there. Alright, no one's allowed it now. Build the last town, we're good. Yo, yo, what's going on, Goito-san? How are you? Furniture shopping as a kid was terrible. I've never went furniture shopping, actually. Neo GP. I've never actually experienced that. I guess the only thing... Oh, man, look at this shovel. Just pooping out dirt on the side. The only thing closest to doing that for me was probably IKEA. IKEA shopping was probably the worst. In things that I've done. I guess. If that makes sense. Furniture shopping as an adult's terrible. Zanjib still hasn't changed, huh? Feels bad. Doing alright, how are you? Doing alright, man. I'm waiting for wintertime to come in full form. I can't wait for that, man. All I want is this to be winter and cold. So that when my computer is rendering my Oni VOD videos, I don't have to be out of the room. Because, dude, when my computer is rendering the VODs, dude, you know how hot my room gets? My PC is actively a heater, so I can't wait for it to be wintertime, so I could stay in the room while my VODs are processing. Oh, man. How's the stream? Stream is going good, man. We did some things today. We tamed a saltwater geyser, so I have a little bit more of a water source. The next thing we also have is... We also added in... well, we didn't add in. We want to basically expand the food production, so we had to add in a separate expansion system. We used to have the food attached in a corner. We relocated the food so that it's more centralized, so that we could have more cooks going. So we basically need to keep up the production by cooking more food so we could generate more kcows. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. And right now, the last thing we just added in is some natural gas for the gas range. Once we start getting this, I can start making things like pepper bread. Oh, dude, look at this. I can make 400 pepper breads, dude. Oh my god. No, I can make 140. I need to make some more sleet wheat grain. But dude, pepper bread, let's go. Oh man, that's gonna be sweet. Oh, I can make frost burgers. Oh, I have lettuce. I have lettuce. I forget about that sometimes. But we're getting the good foods now. Good foods, good foods.